प्रणाम। कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? आज हम बहुत प्रसन्न हैं। Very happy today. My green card has come after 15 years. A long wait of 15 years in the United States of America, the land of immigrants, a land of equality, opportunity, and of course, eventually it brings prosperity. It was a long wait, a long journey, a lot of adventure, a lot of emotional upheavals, struggles, persistence. We lost a lot of things, sacrifice, a lot of tension, a lot of moments that comprised of indecisiveness, uncertainty, and whatnot. But eventually, after 15 long years, being a wife of a high skilled immigrant in this country, I got my green card after 15 years. And my husband, Tarun, he got it after 16 years of long wait. 16 साल तक, for 16 years, we paid taxes. We abided by the laws, and we'll keep doing so. But it was a long wait. There was a lot of torture that we had to face. Torture that was subjective, that was due to the situations, that was willfully executed by certain people because they knew that we are not the permanent residents in this country. This is the story of a lot of immigrants in this country who come on a high-skilled immigrant visa. Their spouses have suffered a lot. I had to, sit at home. I came in November 2006 to this land of opportunities, to this land of immigrants in the United States of America. But then, despite being a bachelor's in science, master's in sociology, postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication, and an MBA holder, I'm a master's in business administration. Despite it, I had to wait legally for 8 years until the H4 EAD came into existence in year 2015. That is from 2006 to 2015. I had to wait to legally, to properly start working and to get my experiences counted into the records. It was a long journey. For 8 years, I volunteered here, there, and everywhere. For 8 years, I invested my time in cooking delicious dishes, great breads, parathas and chole bhature, and did a lot of potlucks together. Brought up my kid, and of course volunteered, or of course learned the industry basics of the industry, in the sense of here, of course, it's about staffing and recruiting. Learned a lot of good things about that in those 8 years, groomed myself. But it was in 2015 the journey started for me to start working. And again, because of the H4 EAD, I had to lose my job many a times because the H4 EADs would not renew on time. And the H4 spouses like us have to sit at home. Not just that, I was deprived of my driving privileges because my driving license would not renew pretty much for months because it was tied to my visa approvals, and the visa approvals would take time for H4s. It doesn't go in premium processing, whereas the H1Bs do get premium processing. There were moments that we both, husband and wife, have suffered. To be more precise, in 2017, my husband lost his mother. He could not go for her cremation, and the only reason was that there was so much of uncertainty that the stamping was not happening at the American, embassies there back in India. So to get back the consular processing, visa stamping was a tough job. And then we had to sacrifice to not go. So he could not say final goodbye to his mother. Not just that, he lost his grandmother in year 2018 and he could not go for her final rites as well. Not just that, for me, my torture started 2010, 20th of October. My father met with a very, very major accident. Well, my next door neighbor had hit him accidentally while learning car driving, and his leg was amputated down the knee. And of course, I could not see him for next 4 years because visa stamping issues were there and we could not travel outside US. 2010 to 2014, I did not see my dad. It was after that I saw him. When he was already a patient of cancer, he had lost one limb, he had lost one kidney due to kidney failure. There were times that we became stone-hearted. There were times when people thought we are not great kids, that we could not attend to the things that our parents expected back in India. Sad story. People feel we don't have a heart. But then we had commitments here. Our kid was born here, he's a US citizen. We had bought a house in 2017 when my husband couldn't go because of the visa stamping issues. There was uncertainty. What if we are not able to come back? What would happen? Because the person whom we have lost is lost. But what's behind, that can be lost as well. Every time you lose a job, the uncertainty is if you don't get a job in next 60 days, you have to pack your bags and leave this country. This was the story we lived through. Being a consultant in a company which does not have direct clients, he had to really struggle very hard. Every 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, he would study hard. Coding is tough, and remembering those equations or formulas or whatever you say it, codes, it's really, really tough. But he kept his acumen sharp, and Tarun did work hard to retain his jobs, to get new projects, project after project. Every time it was a renewal of H1B, renewal, and renewal. There was once a time that we only got a renewal for 10 months for H1B. It took us months to get that approval, and then by the time the approval came, we were due for another renewal. People feel that why the heck are you suffering? If you have so much of suffering, you should have moved back to your own country. But my point is, when we have suffered 15 years, or say when we came here, we thought that green card is an easy process, we'll get it in 2-3 years. Maybe not 2-3 years, 3-4 years. Maybe not another 3-4 years. So when there is a hope attached to it, who would want to leave when we have invested our time, energy, youth, prime of our life, money, taxes, everything in this country? This is the story of an immigrant. Today, after 15 long years, I am so-called the permanent resident of the United States of America. But the story has been tough. But the story has its own pain and agony. But the story also taught me a lot of things. Maybe because it was not an easy bait for me to get my green card that soon, it ignited the passion in me to fight for the rights of legal, high-skilled immigrants in this country, documented dreamers per se. And that's where I was very actively involved in the advocacy for the high-skilled immigrants who were stuck in the almost 100 years wait time, or say green card backlog. I met many senators, congressmen, many representatives, fought for the rights, led rallies in front of the White House, in front of Capitol Hill. And yes, I did not give up my passion. Because of this passion to fight for the right things, I entered into the media industry, joined Mana TV, out of passion, of course. And I did hosted and produced TV shows on Mana TV, ranging from Voice of Legal Immigrants, where I interviewed various attorneys, interviewed various activists, social activists who would participate in this immigration advocacy. I interviewed so many attorneys to speak about the right path to the legal immigration in this country. maintaining visas and everything. I did another show by the name Community Spatial in Community Spatial, by Jyotsna Sharma. Community Spatial with Jyotsna Sharma, rather. That was the show that I hosted on Mana TV. And after that, of course, I joined TV Asia out of passion. Again, as a passion, the media that I pursued, I was hosting a show by the name The Bottom Line Live with Jyotsna Sharma. 20 episodes done, season 1 done there. Still yet to go, more story. But then the whole point is, why did that fire ignite? Maybe something was lacking. Yes, what was lacking was the freedom, the feeling of freedom to be free from the pain that we have been in this country. When we do not have the right situation to leave this country, to see our own near and dear ones back home in India, or and then come back. When those situations do not prevail, then you feel jailed. In a golden cage we stayed for long. And of course, conditions, they kept us on hold rather, I'll say that. I remember my last visit in 2015, February 2015, to my motherland, to India, when my father was on the deathbed, hospitalized, and at the same time my sister was getting married. In fact, it was an occasion why we had booked the tickets was to attend our sister's wedding, but unfortunately father was hospitalized. It was one day my sister gets married, and the next day my father passed away. And next day I had to leave India to come to the United States with my family, because tickets were booked and the kid was coming back, and of course coming together was a safe option, because you'd never know when the officer stops you from entering the country at the port of entry. I know you're hearing this story and you must be thinking, why is Jyotsna telling this story? The problem is the agony, the pain that we have gone through, the things that we have lost, the self-esteem that was lowered many a times when we were looked down upon, the situations, the curse that it was, for all those things, that pain and agony, I wanted to share with you. That's after 15 long years I have got my green card in this country. And after 16 long years, my husband has got green card in this country, because he came an year earlier than me to this country. No more this bullshit now. No more of this weight or this torture that I would agree to for my peers, those who have suffered. Many of them asked, Jyotsna, why are you jumping into this bandwagon, this fight? You might have some personal interest. Are you going to encash something? Or you really have a story to tell? So I must tell you, I had a long story to tell. A long story of mental torture, emotional upheavals and sacrifice that we have gone through as a family. And of course, the kid was not even spared from that agony, because he would see the tension at home, and he would always pray to God, God, please give green card to my parents. God, please approve my dad's visa. He is a citizen of this country, but even then, those kind of wishes and prayers he would say, because he saw the pain that we have gone through. And we for sure do not want this pain to go through in anybody else's life. I co-founded a non-profit by the name the High Skill Immigrants for America. And the only reason for that non-profit to come into existence is because we will fight till the right justice is done to the high-skilled, documented dreamers, or say legal immigrants in this country. Mark my words, my fight will become more stronger from now on, and we will get the justice for everyone. It is not to encash name, it's not to encash any other benefits, it's to get the right justice for what you deserve, and so that nobody takes your due share of success, nobody gets your share of credit which you owe to yourself. Nobody should snatch your credits, nobody should snatch your hard work, and nobody should snatch your money for which you are entitled. We will bring that justice together. That was my story, and you will write your story, better one than ours. Promise to you, recording this video because I know when you will hear this, you will join the bandwagon. Join me together for the fight for the right things in this country. High skilled immigrants for America. Our non-profit will fight together to get the justice for the almost 1 million high skilled immigrants in this country now. Thank you for listening to me. And I am very happy today indeed. One step at a time. Crossed one hurdle and reached a point where I feel we are partially accomplished as a family, but yet we have to do a lot more to contribute to this beautiful country and to our own lives and to the Indian American community. And our dedication will remain strong. And of course, we will integrate into the American system, in the diverse system of people together, standing united. That's the beauty of this land. We'll add to it. Thank you.